So you said a few times here that, the law is a business. But there's also a school of thought that the system almost inhibits you from actually treating it as a business. You visit places like America. I think one of the first things that hits you when you get out of the airport is a billboard of a lawyer advertising something or on immigration law or something. There, it's really commercial. We are almost the opposites. These are two extremes. Is there a middle ground where people start understanding why the law is really a business?
If Bassel was running a hamburger shop,
Yeah.
he would have to pay rent, pay NEPA, pay water, pay telephone, pay his workers. If Chris Okeke opens a law firm, he has to pay NEPA, water, rent, salaries. So how is it different from his hamburger business?
Yeah.
That's the law is a business. The reason for that distinction is that before, law was this very exclusive, mythically spiritual area of endeavor in life, where only angels and saints, and you didn't discuss money.
My point exactly.
No, because the white man who formed that idea was a member of an exclusive club that had all the guys, powers that be, as members. And so when he says, Bassel, you do remember my young son, Ebuka? He says, yes, I remember him very well. He says, he's now qualified as a solicitor. Okay, that's all the advertising Ebuka needs. It's finished. At the point where they started allowing advertising in America, you had reduced law to the simplest elements of the law. So there's no magic in immigration law. What is it? You fill Form 621, A45, and G47.
So you think that's too extreme as well?
It is, and that's what I'm saying. You don't compare situations, because the law has evolved to the point where that's possible in America. In Nigeria, because you followed the British, who like to pretend that the same rule applies to all of us in this room, but it's not true. You find means of advertising. As I said, I am fortunate that Bassel introduced me to Philip Morris. I did one case, and they were exceedingly happy with my output and results. That's like that uncle of Ebuka's at that private club in London where all you have to do is say a poem. And when you think that there's a way, if you advertise to my client Philip Morris, who I served for 20-something years, 30 years, and acted as chairman for 15, 16 years, that's from advertising, then you got it wrong. It's like people say, how do you market? When I told you about drinking till 2 a.m., nobody thought it was marketing, but that's all it was.
That's basically what you were doing.
You're showing the guy your capacity.
Yeah.
On the one hand, he likes drink, you like drink. Okay, so we can
There's some
be
signage
friends,
already.
whether you get work or not. Then he tries you with work on a day after a heavy night, and at 7:30 you are behind your desk. He thinks, not bad, it's a correct guy, okay? And that's marketing. It's not advertising only that is marketing.
So it's basically the same thing you've been saying about understanding your reality
The
of
same
where you
thing.
are and everything.
It doesn't change.
Okay, so you left